Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Go on, everybody.
We are back to talk one of our new favorite shows. And according to Twitter and the internet, a lot of people's new favorite show. We're talking The Rehearsal. This is episode 2, entitled Scion, which was because Robin was obsessed with the Scion he was in when he got in the car accident, which led him to change his life. AKA, I'm pretty sure this dude got like a DUI and got arrested and went to rehab, and now that's his story because that dude sucked.
What a weird dude.
Just a strange bird, no pun intended, but we'll get to that. So this episode is a beefy one, and we're just right off the top. It is a cliffhanger. We are going to have a part 2 at least. Maybe, I don't know if it'll be a trilogy, but at least a 2-parter. So definitely. Right off the top, the whole episode revolves around Angela, a woman in her, I believe she was in her late 30s or early 40s.
I thought she was like 44.
44, yeah. And she wants to have a kid. However, she doesn't have a husband, any kind of boyfriend or serious relationship. And it's come out that because of her religious beliefs, she is still even a virgin. So she just never really had a serious, intimate relationship. So Nathan's in to come do his rehearsal thing to do a crazy experiment where it's going to be 2-week life cycles for like 3-year increments of a child's life. And they went into everything. They're doing it in Oregon. They can only have babies for 4 hours at a time, and you can only have them up to 7:00 at night. Cycling children, the parents have to be involved. Really crazy. So Brian, new dad, 2 babies. I just need your perspective on this whole thing.
In what way? Like letting my kids...
This whole thing is just like...
I mean, I definitely would not. I mean, God, me and Presley are strict with our own parents watching our kids. So like, I could never let, especially somebody that has like 0 experience whatsoever. The one thing I want to say about this episode is, you remember when we watched the first one, he like went like, I did this. We just skipped all that. He's like, it was way too much buildup, and it just like fast forward all to like not even interviewing her, like all that stuff was just like, we got to go because I think it's gonna be 3 episodes, Bill.
There was no puns, really. I mean, very few. The comedy was kind of Nathan's looks when certain things were said and kind of his standard awkward silences. But like you said, there were no kind of aside Family Guy style things, just cutaways where they're doing goofy things. I mean, the stuff really was very retrospective. They came in and talked, like they had it. Probably brought the alligator lounge back over and figuring out what he wanted to do. And the real kind of revelation here is that Nathan, being someone who said he's 38, no kids, something he doesn't know, maybe something he could be good at. So he decides to step in when Robin lasts about 37 minutes being a dad to a robot baby.
But like, are you surprised that he left? I mean,
I'm surprised he left the first time the baby cried. Like, I thought maybe it would have been like after a sleepless night, he would have just been out. But that dude was wild. He also definitely lives in somebody else's place, like in a room. That guy, she's better off. The dates were weird. It was it was very different than episode 1. I like that. It's that every episode won't be a standalone. And I bet after we get this deep one, the next one after that one will be kind of goofy again. If I already guessed,
it'd be something stupid, like asking somebody out on a date, like something like that. Like
this guy, I love this show, man. And it's so good. Again, my wife watched this one with me. It was her first time watching it. So very different experience for someone watching this one as their first episode too. Like, I'm sure when she goes back and watches episode 1, she's going to be like, oh my God, this is so much more lighthearted. And
right.
It was. I mean, the guy's problem in episode 1, Core's problem about like his lie was nothing compared to what.
No,
this chick's crazy. Like, right. I'm sorry. She's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. That's what I texted you. I was like, I don't know where they found these people. Everybody in the show, her, Zion, the people that want to have kids, and like
Robin, aka Mr. Zion.
Yeah, I mean everybody. Like these people signing off on the kids doing it. Like the guy that's sleeping at his keyboard. Like, where do they find these people?
Oh my god, I am so glad you brought him up. The technician who was
The night
supposed to
owl.
be the overnight baby guy
Yeah, the night
who
owl.
fell asleep the first. And Emily, that's why Emily at first like this show's fake. I'm like, I promise you this is real. They definitely just got some guy and he's
Right.
just terrible. And he
Yeah,
just
you
was.
know he went to like a Craigslist ad to get that
They got
guy.
this guy from like an AA meeting or
Yeah.
something. And then like later on when he's watching the screen with him and he's basically giving input, I was like, when did this guy become an executive producer all of a sudden?
That's why I love this show, because it's just like it just like it could be like different every time, and just like you can see his face like going through like when he has to like read. Remember, he like has a flow chart and he's like reading word for word to the people like, hey, can I watch your kid? Like
Brilliant.
he edited it. It's just it's
Brilliant. And that's how
funny.
he lives his entire life. You can tell. I I'm just ready for episode 3. I really wish they did these like as a two-parter, as like a back-to-back. Just to have the
Yeah.
whole saga would be wonderful as 2 hours. Uh Overall, that's what I have for this episode. I want to leave with asking you your prediction. How is Nathan going to handle the babies?
I think he's gonna be in for a rude awakening, because I mean I've only been doing it for a couple months now, and it's like it's hell. So I just real quick, like did you notice that he was using one of these at one point? I
Yeah.
laughed out loud when I was like, he's like, hey, yeah, you're home. Like that, I just know exactly how he feels, like waiting for somebody to get home because you're like just, nothing you do is working.
So funny. So great show. We're happy with it. Episode 2 is amazing. Looking forward to part 2 of Scion. But if this is your first time, please like and subscribe, covering a million other things: reality TV, Bachelor, Challenge, Claim to Fame, Real Housewives, Buckhead, sure, if we get to it. Love Island will premiere this week as well for us. But please comment, tell us what you liked about this series, what do you like about other series, and we might be covering it. So for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.